What's good, yo? What's good? Speak Ya Clout Podcast. Your boy Mike Sears. Live every Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Here, my brother Wiz in Northern Ireland. The homie Vodcrackers in the building.
Yeah, what's up, bro?
Hell yeah. This week we go to Compton, CA. Put on our lokes. Let the Jerry curls drip. We celebrate 35 years of the world's most dangerous group's debut album. I'm talking about N.W.A Straight Outta Compton. Niggas with attitudes. 1988. Celebrates 35 years. That's like in August, I believe. But, over here in Speaky Club, we do shit early. And N.W.A, the group themselves, and this album is such a huge staple of my fucking life, bruh. Like, kind of like Boogie Down Productions' Criminal Minded. Like, this album cover is engraved in my head. Before I even started collecting music, I seen it. And I was talking to Unc about it today, and he said that he had the vinyl. So I remember he had the vinyl and he had the cassette. And I would just see it in the room all the fucking time before I even listen to it. So, boom, it's in my head. And one of those VHS tapes that he had, I seen a video to Straight Outta Compton and Express Yourself. And I fell in love. Kind of like when I fell in love with Michael Jackson and Prince. Like, N.W.A was really early for me. 95, got the cassette to Straight Outta Compton. And I didn't get the CD. Was a huge gap. I didn't get the CD to 2002. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, they reissued it then, didn't they?
Yeah, it was weird. It was like a red inlay, and it had a "Bitch Is a Bitch," which was originally off the N.W.A and the Posse album. I remember that. I had so many copies of Straight Outta Compton. Then I had another copy. It was like a standard deal, some anniversary copy, and then I finally got the OG that got like Jerry Heller's contact information in the booklet and stuff. It's fucking fresh. And it says like this may contain offensive lyrics or whatever.
Yes, that's right, because there was no standardized like parental advisory
Yeah,
logo back then.
before the standard parental. And dog, like I'm a niggas for life type of nigga when it comes to N.W.A, but I worship Straight Outta Compton. And this tape went everywhere with me, in the Walkman. But that's my introduction to N.W.A. How about you, Vod?
Yeah, I mean, I got into them through, I knew Dr. Dre and Ice Cube as solo artists first, basically. And then I heard about N.W.A a little bit later. My older brother listened to them. And obviously, like, when you're a kid, and like some of this stuff was like some of the most hardest hip-hop I had heard at that point. And, to this day, I'm listening to this thinking, this is still like so hard, it like even nearly 35 years later, it's still has that impact, and yeah, I mean, for me, like I said, Ice Cube and Dre, I knew them first as solo artists, but it was through N.W.A who at that point I then learned about Eazy-E and MC Ren, so yeah, obviously they to me, they were basically a super group, even though they weren't officially a super group, but like they pretty much were, you know what I mean? Everyone in the group played their part. And they were also different too, when they're all on the track rapping, it's like they're all completely different styles, but it worked. And crazy kind of collage like production from Dre and Yella is amazing too. So yeah, just incredibly important, vital, essential part of hip-hop, absolutely everyone should listen, definitely have this in their hip-hop history at some point, listening to it. Absolutely. So yeah, I heard it pretty early on as far as my hip-hop listening is concerned.
Oh yeah. And if you're living under a fucking rock, you know that the niggas with attitudes consist of the godfather of gangsta rap, Eazy-E, the mighty D.R.E. Dr. Dre. I don't like to call him Don Meg. I call him Ice Cube,
Yeah, he only had that moniker very briefly. He dropped it pretty fast, yeah.
Ruthless Villain, MC Ren. You got, Yellow Boy, DJ Yella. And, that's N.W.A on this record. And Arabian Prince, he's on the album cover. But
yeah, and I guess his influence is on one song, at least.
Yeah, and I don't like that guy. I think he's whack and he's a fucking crybaby, to be honest. But yeah, fucking dog. N.W.A. I'm telling you, they're like such a big part of my life, man. It's on. I can't even fucking put it into words how much they mean to me, man. But and I want to say, when I listen to N.W.A, it was like I'm doing something bad. when I was a kid because I never heard this much cussing in my fucking life. You know.
Exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, man. Straight Outta Compton, 1988, one of the greatest years in hip hop. Let's get to the album. Setting off for Straight Outta Compton, man. Just a fucking staple in hip hop. Amazing song out the gate. Great introduction. Just Ice Cube. Straight Outta Compton. Crazy motherfucking name. Ice Cube. From the gang called Niggas with Attitudes. When I'm called off, I got a sawed off. Just sure getting bodies I hauled off. This is amazing. He came with that shit representing. I love Q's verse on here. Just incredible. You know? With the crime record like Charles Manson. AK-47 is a tool. To make me like a motherfucking fool. Like, dog, he went in on this shit. And then MC Ren, like his verse ain't nothing to fuck with either. I love that. Straight Outta Compton, another crazy ass nigga. My punks I smoke, yo, my rep gets bigger. I'm a bad motherfucker and you know this. And the pussy ass niggas won't show, like the way they rhyme on this record, incredible. I love that style. That 80s West Coast gangster shit to the fucking fullest. And then of course, Easy E, you know, there's no fucking hiding it. He says in an 8-ball, you know, as Cube writes the rhymes that I say, he is DOC, Cube, whoever may write it, Ren. But when someone writes your rhymes, you gotta be able to fucking present it well, and Easy does that shit. You know, Straight Outta Compton is a brother that will smother your mother, make your sister think I love her. Dangerous, motherfucker raising hell. I love that shit. Just so fucking dope, man. Easy did his thing on here. Like, so much character. And like I said, even though it's like penned by somebody else, it's amazing. I love it. Killed it. Video's amazing. Straight Outta Compton, phenomenal song, a 5-mic song. And then the outro with Dre. Damn, that shit was dope. I
Yeah. How many times
love
has that
that.
been used?
Right? Oh my god. It's so fucking good. It's perfect. It's a perfect song.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I completely agree. I mean, this is one of the greatest opening tracks on any album ever,
Ever.
quite possibly. I mean, you know, what a way to kick off the album. I mean, that making a statement right away. You know, obviously everyone talks about Cube's verse at the start. Absolutely incredible. You know, just everything, like his voice, like Cube was mad young at this stage, wasn't he? Like I know he was like the
Oh yeah.
youngest in the group, and like for him to have that voice and his you know, delivery and everything is amazing. Yeah, so he would have been about 19 or something at this point.
Yes.
Yeah, because he was born in 1969, so he would have been about 19. That is crazy, you know. And yeah, I mean, just so hard, you know. Like you said, you know, when I'm called off, I got a sawed off, squeeze the trigger, and bodies are hauled off. You too, boy, if you fuck with me, the police are gonna have to come and get me. Oh,
Yeah.
amazing. Um, yeah, he just absolutely annihilated that. And then MC Ren's verse is hard as hell as well. You know, everyone talks about Cube's verse, but Ren and Easy, you know, they come through with
Yes.
verses that are pretty much just as hard. You know, you know, Ren says, you know, a crazy motherfucker from the street, attitude legit because I'm tearing up shit. MC Ren controls the automatic for any dumb motherfuckers that
Okay.
causes static. Yeah, I love
Yeah.
that. You know, he quickly, you know, on the first track here, he sort of makes it known that he's the villain. That's like his moniker that he always goes back to. And yeah, I love that. And yeah, Easy E's verse is crazy hard as well, you know. I love where he says, you know, so what about the bitch who got shot? Fuck her. You think I give a damn about a bitch? I ain't gonna
Oh,
suck her.
sucker. Yeah.
Amazing. And yeah, just like even you get some like just some little bit of like dope storytelling on there. You know, he says you know, you see us what is it? He says, I like where he says, you know, looking for the one they call easy, but here's a flash. They'll never seize me. Ruthless, never seen like a shadow in the dark, except when I unload. Oh, I love that, you know. Yeah, just one of the hardest songs of all time. It still holds
Yeah.
up. Like I said, like that impact, that like visceral, like punch in the face, like that still hits like 35 years later. It hasn't aged at all, I don't think. it doesn't even sound like it's from the 80s. You know, it sounds well ahead of its time. It sounded like something that could have came out in the early 90s. It does.
Yes, that's a great way
Uh,
of putting it, brother.
yeah, like that beat is so pummeling. Like, and I love that kind of guitar lick that you hear throughout it. That dit, 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 dit. Like it's a sound. It
Yeah.
sounds so good. Yeah, I mean, like you said, perfect song, perfect way to kick off the album. Amazing.
I'm guessing Dr. Dre learned this from his world class Wrecking Crew days, but there's not one Dre produced album that sounds like shit. This is '88 and it sounds fucking phenomenal. Compared
Yeah.
to, like, you know what I'm saying? Like compared to, like, something a year later, like Road to the Riches don't sound as good. Well, I don't know, but the Traffic edition probably does. But yeah, just amazing, bro.
Yeah, that's a really good point because the rip that I'm listening to is the 88 OG from the UK, and it sounds great. Yeah,
yes,
it sounds really
the one I
good.
listened to too, like, well, not the whole
Yeah.
UK one, but what wasn't your CD Pink or some weird shit?
It's Pink, yeah. Because
Yeah.
they used a different distributor in the UK. They used Fourth and Broadway, which were like a part of Ireland. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Just sound quality is just tremendous on this record. But yeah, man. Second track, making a fucking statement with this one. Fuck the police. You know, tired of getting hemmed up by the fucking crooked popo and harassed because of color of your skin, and they just went off on this one. Absolutely, it's so fucking good, man. Ice Cube, of course. You know, fuck the police coming straight from the underground. A young nigga got it bad because I'm brown. I fucking love this song so much, man. Me being harassed by the fucking cops in my teenage years, early 20s, but doing nothing but being a black man, you know, just waiting for a bus or something, ask you where you're going, what you got in your pockets, like search you without really touching you. Just fucking harassment, dog. And this is like a fucking call to that shit. This is like the height of police brutality against black males. This is the height of the crack epidemic. And it's all let off in this shit. You know, like the abuse of having a badge and shit like that. You know, fucking with me because I'm a teenager, a little bit of gold in a pager. You know, touching my car, looking for the product, thinking every nigga is selling narcotics. You know, that just looks can be deceiving, but these motherfuckers don't care. They just go by your skin tone, and it's fucking great. I don't know if they're fags or what. Searching nigga down is grabbing his nuts, man. Just, I fucking love Q on this record, man. Incredible. It's raw. It's angry. Love it to death. And then MC Ren, you know, just fucking raw on this shit. Fuck the police, and Ren said it with authority. Because the niggas on the street is a majority. Love that. Ren came through with that shit. Killed it. Just that raw, visceral energy that's not giving a fuck. I just love it, you know. The fuck the police with the scratching and all that. And then Eazy-E calls the Godfather Gangsta Rap. Laid it down beautifully on here. Straight up gangster shit. Fucking police brutality type shit. Uplifting the black man type shit. And I absolutely adore this song. I always have. Don't get old. By the way, I'm not burnt out on neither one of these songs on this album. I fucking love this album. And fuck the police. Incredible. A way to make a statement. A way to, like, just say fuck the police. And it's in the title itself. I fucking love this shit. It's a classic. And it's just, it makes a statement. Beautiful fucking song.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I agree 100%. And the same thing with Straight Outta Compton as well, the title track. This has that like immediate sort of impact. And again, I think it's aged fantastically. In fact, it might have aged even better from Straight Outta Compton because the actual message of the song is still so true 35 years later. And yeah, again, love the production on here. It's kind of like a little bit funky, but hella hard. That bass when it comes in, very, clubbing, very appropriate. And I love the kind of form that the song takes as well. You know what I mean? The fact that it's like taking place in a courtroom and all that. You got the intro at the start with, Dre and Cube and, Ice Cube. Take the motherfucking sound. These words to tell the truth and nothing but the truth.
Help your
Help your black ass. Yeah. And then at the end, they wrap it up by saying, we find you guilty of being a redneck, white bread, chicken shit motherfucker. Wait, that's a lie. That's a goddamn lie. Yeah, love
That's
that.
so good.
It's such a great way to end off the song. And like you said, all the verses are phenomenal on here. Again, Cube absolutely demolished it. Yeah, I mean, we were talking about KRS-One, Return the Boom Bap last time, and
Oh yeah,
obviously there are songs in that that criticize the police, and KRS does it in a very clever way, very slick way. But NWA go for just like the jugular on this song, and it works just as well. That's another way to get your point across, and it's absolutely fantastic. And I mean, Ice Cube's verse, like you said, I love the part where he says, you'd rather see me in the pen than me and Lorenzo rolling in a
little
Benzo.
Benzo.
I love
Yeah,
that. It's so dope. And this song actually has the same like verse format as Straight Outta Compton, because it's Cube first, Ren second, and Easy third. I just noticed that, when I was listening to it. It's like, oh
yeah,
yeah, it's like the same order. But MC Ren, I love when he says, what is it? He says he comes through and he drops. Um, he says, I'm a sniper with a hell of a scope, taking out a cop or two. They can't cope with me. The motherfucking villain vet's bad. He's got the potential to get bad as fuck. I'm going to turn around, put it in a clip, and yo, this is a sound. Gunshots. And he says, yeah, something like that, but it depends on the size of my gap. I love that. It's so dope. And Easy's verse is dope as hell too. I'm tired of the motherfucking jacking, sweating my gang while I'm chilling in the shack, shining the police in my face for what? Maybe it's because I kick so much, but I kick ass.
yes, yeah,
Like you said, obviously Easy stuff was written, but like his charisma is insane, and the thing that's so impressive to me is like he wouldn't have been rapping that long by this stage, obviously most people know the story of him, when he recorded Boys in the Hood. That was done line by line and it was all stitched together. It's like, it's amazing how dope he was, just for someone who was so inexperienced, like to have that voice, that charisma, that cadence, absolutely phenomenal. And I mean, I agree with what you said. Fuck the Police is one of those songs. It's a very famous song. It's one of their most notorious tracks, but I don't get tired of it. And it's quite a long song too. A lot of the songs in Straight Outta Compton are quite long. They're over 5 minutes,
yeah.
but they fly by. You don't even notice the runtime. Really good.
Absolutely, brother. Incredible. Yeah, man. This shit's incredible, man. Gangsta Gangsta. Third track on the album. Man, mostly Ice Cube solo, but we got Easy on there as well. This shit is fucking great. I played the fuck out of this coming up, man. It's such a good fucking song. Just on some gangster shit, Cube talking that talk about the street life. Here's a little something about a nigga like me. Never should have been allowed the penitentiary. Love that. Since I was a youth, I smoked weed out. Now I'm the motherfucker you read about. Taking a life or two. That's what the hell I do. You like the way of living? Say, fuck you. I love that, man. And then talking about stomping niggas out, like Ren started stomping him and so did E. By that time, got rushed by security.
Mm-hmm.
I fucking love that shit, man. Gangsta, gangsta, that's what they're yelling. Oh my god, it's just fucking incredible. One of my favorite songs on the album. So fucking good. And then towards the end, Easy comes on, killed that shit. Did his thing on there. Finessed it. Like I said before, man, so much character from Easy, man. Love it. Gangsta Gangsta's banging. That's what they're yelling. It's not about salary. It's all about reality, man.
And that's a BDP
Incredible.
sample as well.
Yup. Boogie down, man. BDP. But yeah, Gangsta Gangsta. The beat is phenomenal. Q rapping. Just, oh, man. Incredible. I love Gangsta Gangsta so much. Fantastic song.
Yeah, absolutely. And this was another single off the album too. And love the production on here. It's kind of funky, you know what I mean? Not necessarily as hard hitting as the previous two tracks, but I love it. It's just so smooth. And it's like you said earlier, it's like this album still sounds great, sound quality wise, really, really good. And I mean, like you said, mostly an Ice Cube track, but just a little bit of Easy towards the end. Pretty much all of Ice Cube's lines on here are quotables. Like Yeah, absolutely amazing. With a right, left, you're toothless. And
Toothless.
then they say, God
God
damn, they
damn you,
ruthless.
ruthless.
Love it. You know, everywhere they go, they say, damn. N.W.A's fucking up the program. And then you realize we don't care. We don't just say no. We're too busy saying, yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing, And then after that, he says, about drinking straight out the 8 bottle. Do I look like a motherfucking role model? To a kid looking up to me, life ain't nothing but bitches and money. Yeah, Ice Cube's absolutely phenomenal on this song, and yeah, definitely. I kind of view it as his song, but Eazy-E's verse towards the end is dope as hell. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, and just that overall, not quite a chorus, but that whole, you know, if you fuck with me, I put a foot in your ass. I don't give a fuck because I keep bailing. Yo, what the fuck are they yelling? It's just so like catchy, you know what I mean? And then it breaks into the proper chorus, gangsta, gangsta. Yeah, absolutely phenomenal. Again, another perfect song. I mean, this album starts off like perfect. It really does.
Oh, it's fantastic, man. So fucking good. Like I said, one of my first songs on the album, I play that nonstop. You know what I'm saying?
I love the intro too. It's so simple, but you hear the screeching tires and you hear the gunfire. Got him. I love that. Yeah.
And the drums too. The fucking drums on that, incredible.
Yeah, I know Yella, he played the drums and stuff.
Yeah.
They mentioned that on Easy Does It. So yeah, I'm sure
Yo,
he
fuck
did
him
a
up.
lot of that.
Fuck him up on the drum, Yella. Yeah. Let me get MC Ren, one of his solo cuts on here. If It Ain't Rough, which is fantastic. This is a clinic in MCing. Just that dude is so underrated and it pisses me the fuck off. Like Ren is a perfectionist when it comes to rhyming, and he doesn't even curse on this track, not once. I love his flow in here. Ren is a villain, and you're just a hostage. So whenever I'm stepping, cover your head like an ostrich. I fucking love that, man. He just finesses this shit, flexes his skill all over this track. Dope beat. If it ain't rough, it ain't me. Amazing. So good. That scratching, fantastic. Perfect. He killed it. And if it was like Niggas for Life era Ren, I would say, cover your motherfucking head like an ostrich. I can picture him saying that, you know what I'm saying? But he didn't cuss on here at all, and it's a fantastic song. Just perfection, if I could say. And the MCing, like I said, it's a clinic in MCing. Fantastic song. If It Ain't Rough. Love it.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, yeah, crazy underrated. It's such a shame that he was the one out of the MCs that just didn't get the solo career that they deserved because MC Ren, absolutely fantastic. And yeah, I mean, this song showcases his skills brilliantly. And I'm always really impressed with anyone who can be hard as hell on the mic but not curse. That's really impressive to me. And yeah, I mean, it's just dope as hell. The color, the villains in black, always down to make noise and attack. It's just hard as hell, but being able to keep it clean, it's just great. And that beat as well, that doop 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 doop, and then you got that kind of like pummeling bass that comes in during the chorus. If it ain't rough, it ain't me. The gangster's black and he's about to attack. Yeah, love it. And yeah, I mean, I just think it's another really, really good song. What can I say? Really fantastic.
Yeah, that's a great song, man. Love If It Ain't Rough.
He's just flexing on that,
just
killing
flexing his rhymes. Yeah. Then we get, I fucking love this too. Parental Discretion is advised, featuring an ill MC that just unfortunately lost his voice and couldn't rap no more like he used to anyway. The DOC. And he's like, "Hey, Dre, what's going on, man?" He's like, "Let me hop on this shit," And he kills his verse. He sets it off. Just dude's amazing. He would have his album the year later, but no one can do it better, which is a 5-micer in my opinion. Next year we'll probably be tackling that. But yeah, incredible. Like then Dre gets on it. Dre talks his shit on there. Fantastic. Ren, just body and shit like you always do. I love running that shit. Q comes through. It's like a posse cut. You know what I'm saying, with the DOC. Like every nigga that rhyme and then the way it's on here, and they got the DOC on here, and it's just an amazing song. Parental Discretion is advised, and then the outro with "Shut the fuck up." That's where Juicy J got that from, because Juicy J says it just like that on like every 3 6 Mafia outro. So amazing! I fucking love Parental Discretion is advised. It kind of reminds me of the grand finale of No One Can Do It Better, man.
Oh, that's so good, that song.
Yeah. Oh, easy killed that shit, bro. Cube too. That'll
Fuck a
do.
car. I'll do a
The
motherfucking
fucking
walk by.
walk by. Yeah. Oh. But yeah, parental discretion is advised. Amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the DOC, so great to hear him on here.
Yeah.
His voice and his delivery is so dope. You know what I mean? Him and Ren would like be awesome together if they were like a duo back then, because they kind of like just like lyrical MCs. You know what I mean? Just like they have those awesome kind of flows and styles and stuff. And DOC, I love that he opens it up, and yeah, he lays down a great verse, and he mentions, again, Yellow's on the drum roll. I like that. Just sort of giving props to Yellow, and this is the first time we hear Dre on the album. This is track 5. We haven't heard him up to this point, and at this stage, Dre wasn't like fully in his bag. I think he got a lot better on the second N.W.A album. Even 100 Miles and Running, there's a big step up in my opinion. Especially on the title track, like he went off on that. Like his rapping skills, again, like easy. Obviously everyone knows that he didn't write his own stuff, but Dre underrated as hell as a rapper, in my opinion. Yeah, especially in the 90s. Like by the time he dropped, the Chronic in 2001 and all that stuff, like amazing in my opinion. But yeah, I mean, even on Straight Outta Compton, he's not, like I said, he's not quite fully in his prime yet, rapping wise, but still dope as hell. I like when he says, let the knowledge be the tool for the suckers to stop guessing, because I don't give a fuck about radio play. Observe the English I display. I like that. Just going at the mainstream, and then MC Ren, he comes correct, and yeah, I think he comes hard as hell as usual, and Ice Cube and Eazy-E, I mean, they all do their thing on here. Like you said, it's kind of like a big posse cut because everyone who raps in the group is on here. And again, like another kind of like smooth, kind of funky beat. It works really, really well. And yeah, I love when Cube says, by far the hardest motherfucking artist that's known for lynching, and of course, like he would end up, starting his own like Lynch Mob records and all that kind of stuff, and the Lynch Mob, yeah. So it's sort of interesting hearing like the seeds of like things that people would do later on. There's a lot of that with listening to these like classic hip hop albums. That was the fun thing about listening to like Paid in Full and the to a certain extent Straight Outta Compton. Like there's so many samples and bits and pieces where I hear like, oh yeah, I remember hearing that. I remember hearing this being sampled elsewhere. And yeah, so Parental Discretion is advised. Awesome posse cut, and just really nice to hear the DOC on there. Like you said, it's such a shame that we didn't hear much of him in his prime.
Like, imagine if the accident happened and he took Q's place on Niggas for Life.
Oh, I never even really thought of that.
Neither did I to this weekend, my nigga.
yeah, because yeah, like we always mention, like imagine him on Death Row having like a Death Row album. Yeah,
it would have been a 5 micer, my nigga.
Yeah, for sure.
Shout out to all the Death Row albums back on streaming. That's beautiful for other people that don't have it.
I saw that Doggy Style came back yesterday.
Yeah, they all came back, man. And they got Murder Was a Case for the first time. Like, ooh, that's dope.
Oh, the soundtrack?
Yep, not missing no songs at all. And it's amazing. A little sidebar, Ross. I'll be quick.
Oh, that's no problem.
Yeah, I got PS5 now, right?
Yeah.
And I was in heaven, bro. You can link your Apple Music. So all my mixtapes show up on the TV all big and shit. It's amazing.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
The whole library. And so I was bumping that, I was bumping that Natural Born Killers, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
What would you do? Come on.
No, what would you do is so fucking hard. Fuck you, but you knock out every nigga that down with him. Oh,
yeah,
man. Yeah, probably cover that next year, bro. 9-4.
Yeah, we should. Yeah, we should. Definitely.
But yeah, man, incredible. Yeah, so we got Next, one of my favorite songs from N.W.A. period and on this fucking record. Originally appeared on N.W.A and the Posse, but I don't like that version.
I don't
Eight
think I've
Ball,
ever heard it, to be honest.
it's not that good. It's
Yeah.
no cussing, I don't think. If I don't remember correctly, it's not good. 8 Ball remix is way better. Fucking incredible. Easy E solo track. Just ignorance at its finest. I love this shit. I don't drink Brass Monkey like the Big Funky. Nickname Easy E, yo, 8 Ball Junkie. Basically, I love letter to fucking Old English. Malt liquor, man. You know, that good old OE. Called 8 Ball. Love this shit so fucking much. It's the shit he says on here. Got a 6-shooter, yo, mean hombre. Shit hard, bro. Loved it. Please on my drawers. I have to pause for the ounce on my lap and it's freezing my balls. He talks that shit on here, man. 3 bitches already say, Eric, your breath smells. I love that shit. Listen, call her a bitch because that's the rule. You call her a bitch. A dog. This shit is incredible. Cause some Mexican almost jacked my shit, bruh. Quotables for days. This is spoiler alert. This probably make the top 3. I fucking worship this song. It's so fucking good. Just a story about riding around in Compton, getting drunk off that old English. Basically, that's what I take it as. You know, amazing. As Cuba
Yeah,
Price the rhymes that I say, it's fucking amazing, bro. Just incredible. Talk about that good old 8 Ball, man. Incredible, bro.
absolutely.
Give a
I
shout out
mean,
to Cube's old crew as well, the CIA and shit.
CIA, that's right. Yep.
Yeah. It,
And
yo, Vod, I worship this song so much.
oh,
Bro.
it's so good. Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, obviously, that same year he dropped Easy Does It.
Oof.
And yeah, I mean, I think if you imagine that 8 Ball was on that, I think it would be still one of the best songs on it, if that makes sense. I think 8 Ball is one of the best Easy tracks, straight up.
Oh
I,
yes.
yeah, I think it's absolutely brilliant. I think it's the perfect song for Easy. You know what I mean? It's like it showcases his charisma really well. There's like it's definitely hard, but there's like an element of humor in there. Like that line that you
Yeah.
said. 40 ounce in my lap and it's freezing my balls. You know what I mean? It's like that right level of like hard, but at the same time, it's fun.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think the song's incredible. The beat as well is bananas. This came out
Oh,
in '88. That's
drums,
mad.
bro.
Yeah, the doom 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 doom. Like it's just amazing. To a certain extent, yeah. I mean, I guess it sounds like the late '80s, I guess, but it's still again bumps so hard. It sounds absolutely fantastic, and yeah, I love how he ends off each verse by saying, Eazy-E's fucked up and got the 8 Ball rolling.
Rolling.
I love that. It's just fly as hell. And like a good mixture of like storytelling and braggadocial rap laid down by one of the most charismatic MCs of all time. So yeah,
Oh yeah.
awesome stuff.
Yeah, I don't get sick of this song. I played it so much over the weekend. And Melissa says it's like old English cider over there. Well, I didn't really know about that, but when I used to drink 40s and shit, I would OE, Mickey's, and Crooked Eye. St. Ives was my go-tos.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but yeah, man,
I know they had those
amazing.
commercials and stuff back in the '90s
Oh
as
hell
well.
yeah, the Woo, fucking Mad Dude, Cube, even Mad Rappers, man. But next we get something like that, which is fucking banging, man. This is Mighty DRE, Dre and Ren. It's going back and forth, Love this shit. They got another song where they go back and forth as well, but this shit is dope as hell. That beat is great. They're just talking that shit on there. Really fucking good. Like Vod said, like Dre, like underrated as fuck. He should get some credit just because niggas write his shit. Don't mean that he can't carry his a verse, and he killed it. Saying other shit to make bitches want to suck our dicks, some shit like that. Just talking that shit on the track,
Yeah.
you know. Great track. Love this song. Something like that.
Yeah,
Dope.
definitely a dope song. It's maybe not like an ultimate favorite, but like considering this album has so many like 5 mic songs on it, that's not like a
Yeah.
diss towards it, you know what I mean? But it's just not like it's not that quite in that upper echelon, but that's not the takeaway from the song at all. I still think it's a dope song. And yeah, again, really good chemistry between Ren and Dre. I think the best song that those two ever did together was "Always Into Something." I mean,
Oh
that
my
song is
god,
crazy, yeah. But yeah, no,
that's
this is really.
drive-by music.
Oh, it is. I mean, that's like one of the first G Funk songs, straight up. That
Yeah.
wine and everything, and I was just speaking to you, bitch. Oh shit,
Okay.
yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, crazy guys. But yeah, no, this is a dope song. I like when they say, well, for the record, it's Rain, and for the street, it's Villain, and strapped with a gat, it's more like Matt Dillon on Gunsmoke. But I'm
Oh,
not the man of the law. I'm just the baddest motherfucker that you ever saw. Yeah, no,
shout out
I
to
like that.
Gunsmoke because my grandma watched that shit like clockwork. Shout out to the Cartwright brothers. Shout out to Hoss and them niggas. When he said that, I mean my grandma. So peace to my grandmas, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's dope.
So yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, it's maybe not an ultimate favorite, but it's definitely still a dope song in the album, and yeah, serves its purpose. It's like a deep cut, you know what I mean? I
Yeah.
don't really hear people talk about something like that. It's
Nah.
definitely one of the lesser known songs for sure.
Next we get a hit single. Love this shit. Express Yourself. Dr. Dre solo, man. It's just fucking incredible, man. Positive, the most positive song on the album. Very dope. Talking about, police brutality, being black in America, all that shit is on here. So fucking good. You know. I don't smoke weed or cess because it's known to give a brother brain damage, and brain damage on a mic won't manage. What a fucking what's the word for ironic, I would say,
And
because
now they're smoking chronic at picnics.
because 4 years later, this motherfucker got an album dedicated to weed called The Chronic. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. But yeah, Dre talking about some real shit on here, and I like the video how it has like, cops on horseback and all that, bursting out the fucking paper and all. Yeah, it's just amazing. Love this song. Positivity. It's such a good song. I always play this shit. Amazing. 5 mic song if you ask me. I love Express Yourself so much. That beat, incredible. Perfect song.
Yeah, definitely a dope song, and of course, samples, and it's very heavily based on the Charles Wright original, which is a dope song in its own right. And yeah, like you said, by far the most like positive, like upbeat song on the album. Makes sense to have it as a single. That has no cussing or anything like that on there. And it's nice that they gave Dre a solo track, and yeah, it's pretty dope. Even. I like how he just opens it up. I'm expressing with my full capabilities, and now I'm living in correctional facilities. Because some don't agree how I do this. I get straight and meditate like a
Like a
Buddhist.
Buddhist.
Yeah, he drops a lot of quotables on here. I love where he says, so don't try to sing this. Some drop science. Well, I'm dropping English, even if Yella makes it
It's
a
not
cappella.
Capella.
Just how he does that,
Yeah.
it's dope. Like I said, Dre very underrated on the mic, even at this stage. And yeah, I mean, probably out of all the songs in Straight Outta Compton, this would be the one I'm most burnt out on because I've heard it a lot. It was on
Yeah.
like San Andreas and stuff like that. But it's still a dope song, absolutely. And again, towards the end on the third verse, he says, doing the job in N.W.A is the lynch mob. Clearly Cube wrote that and like was kind of planting the seeds for like stuff that he would do later on. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely a dope song and a great single too. And like you said, that video was iconic.
Fuck yeah, bro. Incredible. Next, Compton's in the House, the remix. Because apparently it was on like Easy Does It B-side. I didn't even know that until this
Oh,
weekend.
gotcha.
Yeah, I didn't even know that. But I love this shit. Just like a cipher, like niggas just ciphering. You know what I'm saying? Such a good fucking track. You know, Dre and Ren. I love the line when he's like, they got a wacky whack record with a wacky whack crew. What about the lyrics? That shit's wacky whack too. That shit's hard. Like that old school 80s type vibe, bro. I fucking love this shit. So fucking dope. Going back and forth, killing shit. So fucking good. Then a beating from Tyson because Ren is not nice and fly shit. That beat too. incredible. Always love this shit. And then I gotta give props. You know what I'm saying? In hip hop, these dudes are a fucking joke. Not to me, anyway. ICP on the Rape Shangri-La.
Hmm.
They got a song called "Bitch Slappers," and they do this basically, and
Gotcha.
they fucking kill it. It's Jay Shag and Blazy Dead Homie. It's so fucking hard. They paid tremendous homage to this. It is so fucking dope. You know, it's amazing. But I had to give my
Yeah.
boy props because that shit's
Oh,
beautiful.
they're good at that. They're good
They,
at paying homage. Yeah.
yeah, the murder rap too. They did a
Above the
beautiful
law.
job.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they did a fantastic job, and they did this beautifully as well. When I first heard that, I mocked out because died an N.W.A fan, and comes in the house, dope as fuck. Compton, amazing.
Yeah, that Compton voice is so dope. It's so hard.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, it's like you said, a dope kind of like a posse cut in a sense, even though it's like Dre and Ren, but like the way they do it together, it's has like you can tell it feels like there's a crew around them, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? It's like a
yeah,
gang kind of feel, you know? Yeah, really dope song. I like when it they say, dope like a pound or a key. So shut the fuck up and listen to me. I make a killing. I got money to the ceiling. Why is that? Because I'm a motherfucking ruthless villain, Dope stuff from
fucking
MC Ren
great,
right
brother.
there. And yeah, I mean, again, dope chemistry between the two, and again, another dope beat on the album for sure. This one probably sounds the most like of its time to an extent. It's not as like ahead of its time as say like "Fuck the Police" or "Straight Outta Compton," but it's still dope in its own right. And yeah, I mean, it's definitely it's dope so hard as well. And, definitely some really dope lines there from both of them. And
Yeah,
yeah, I really really like Compton's in the House, the remix again. I'm not familiar with the original. I should
neither
check
am
it
I,
out.
brother. Yeah,
Yeah, but yeah, no, definitely. Like this is definitely another like kind of deep cut. Don't really hear too many people talk about this one.
no, I love it, bro. So good.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Okay, next we get Ice Cube solo. I ain't the one. Gold digging bitches getting the fucking gas on here. They're getting all the smoke on this joint. Bro, just trying to take a nigga's ducats. You know what I'm saying? I fucking love this song. Like that beat, smooth. Keep talking that shit on here. You know? Can't juice size cube. It's like, God, nah. It's so fucking dope. So I ain't the one. Uh, it's like, how the hell ugly dude get a fine girl's number? He's getting juice for his ducats. I tell a girl, wait a minute. I drop a bucket. Yeah, that shit's dope as hell, man. Just that trying to fucking stay sucker free and not fucking, be tricking on these hoes and shit. And I love it, because fuck a gold digger. Fantastic song. Dope as fuck. Lovely love the way to put them gold digging hoes in check, man. I ain't the one. In Cube.
Yeah, it's so funny to me because this, with the second NWA album, the way a lot of people hate on it because it's, people say, oh, it's sexist and
Oh yeah.
misogynist and all this kind of stuff. And it would have been way better if Cube was on it. Well, the Cube solo song we've got on here is the most sexist, misogynist song on the album. So what sense does that make,
I know.
But yeah, no, this is a dope song for sure. Again, Cube has so many like dope quotables throughout the entire album. I love where he says, after the date, I want to do the wild thing. You want lobster? Huh, I'm thinking Burger King. You
Burger
know how he
King.
says, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dope song. And it sort of flexes off his storytelling skills as well. And you would hear that, like him sort of develop that on songs like, what's that song in America's Most Wanted? Never the Projects. What's that song called? I'm blanking on it.
Oh, say
Oh,
it again, Vod.
America's Most Wanted. The Projects. It has projects in the title. I'm
Once
blanking
upon
on
a
the title.
time in the
Once upon a
projects.
time in the
No.
projects. That's the one. So like, I kind of hear the nucleus of like his storytelling style on this track. You know what I mean? And yeah, I think it's another really good song on the album. Like the beat too, it's kind of catchy. You know what I mean? Does its thing in the background, and it sets off, like it's like obviously Cube would become a huge solo star after this, and it's really fun hearing his like I guess first solo track up to this point. At least as far as like public mainstream consumption is concerned. Yeah, another fantastic song.
Absolutely.
But you said you love me.
Hey, you love me. Yeah. No, he's like, get out of here, bitch. Something like that. He says. Yeah.
Why you doing me like this? I love you. Yeah, you love my money. That's what he says.
Yeah, beat it. Something like he does say that. Yeah, beat it.
Yeah.
Incredible. Oh my god, another Cube solo that I just worship. My favorite song on the whole fucking album. Dope Man. They call it remix because it's on Anybody in the Posse. It's the same fucking song. To me, it is. I don't notice any difference. This shit is amazing. The height of the crack epidemic. Cube talking about a dope dealer. Clocking some bank. Just living that drug life. It's amazing. Dope Man, please, can I have another hit? The Dope Man said, Clock, I don't give a shit if your girl kneel down and suck my dick. Dog, I fucking love this song so much. Talking about, rocking a 14-karat gold chain, bitches clocking on his dick 24/7. Oh, it's so fucking dope. It's like a story, amazing storytelling. And my favorite part of the song is just, well, Eazy-E's on his well, it ain't really Ice Cube solo, but my favorite part of this song is that strawberry, the neighborhood hoe. I just love that storytelling. It's a bitch named Strawberry sucking dick for crack. Just fucking amazing, And then he's like, yo, E, Barry's a hoe, let's run a train. And he's like, I want to touch that bitch. I fucking love that, And it's dope. I was listening to the album, and on Twitter I put Strawberry, the neighborhood hoe. And my nigga Dot Strife, my nigga Strife puts, hey, yo, Mike, she a berry, let's run a train. I was like, my nigga knows what's up. He knows what's up, Shout out to my nigga Strife, it's my guy. But, yeah, incredible, man. Dope Man is so fucking good. It's incredible. I can listen to this shit, like, fucking on loop, Ill production, banging. If you got a decent system in your ride, bro, this shit's gonna fucking knock. Like, I love this song so much. It's beautiful, bro.
It is, yeah. The production alone is absolutely phenomenal. It's the most
Yeah.
probably it's definitely up there as like the most just banging beat on the album. Just absolutely thumps.
10-piece for a champ bass pipe comes free. That shit's hard, bro. Sorry, Vaughn.
Oh no worries. Yeah, no, crazy hard. Ice Cube's voice sounds kind of different on this song, doesn't it? It sounds kind of high pitched or something. Yeah. It's still dope as hell, don't get me wrong, but it's just something that I always thought. It's like, oh yeah, he sounds kind of different on that song. But yeah, love it. Just again, his cadence and everything is just so phenomenal for his age at that time, and like his people obviously criticize Cube and say, oh, he wasn't really a gangster, he wasn't really from Compton, this, that, and the other. But like his he was obviously very well versed in it. You know what I mean? He obviously paid very close attention to his surroundings. Like, the amount of detail that he puts into his songs is just amazing. His storytelling, like you said, is absolutely phenomenal. And this song is absolutely phenomenal. Like when he said, that's the way it goes. That's the name of the game. Young brother getting over by a slanging cane. Gold around his neck, 14K heaven. Bitches clocking on his dick 24/7. It's brilliant sort of overview of the drug dealers basically, and obviously that was very prevalent at that time and still goes on to this day. And I think it's brilliant track. What can I say? Cube killing it, like you said, a little bit of Eazy-E, but it is very much Cube. So
yeah, it's so fucking good, bro. Amazing cut. Now we get Quiet on the Set. MC Ren's second solo cut on the album. It's dope. It's not one of my main standouts, but Ren definitely did his thing. Quiet on the Set. Shit's dope. It's stand out. Not much to say about it. Just dope song. I much prefer If It Ain't Rough out of the two Ren solo cuts, but yeah, it's dope, man.
Yeah, I personally love them both. I think they're both really good. They're kind of similar in that it's just Ren flexing his skills.
Yep, just flexing
Like
his skills.
again, but like he's so good at it, I don't mind. And there's a big enough gap between the two. His flow is really good on this song. It's even faster, I think, than If It Ain't Rough. Just really impressive stuff. And yeah, again, just kind of flexing his skills, you know. So once you hear one line, you can tell it's mine with a baseball cap that's black that I'm wearing, and I got a look that keeps you all staring. You know, just flexing, kicking that shit. And yeah, I think it's a really, really dope song for sure. And I think it would have worked well as a closer.
Oh, likewise.
Or maybe even have Dope Man as a closer. You know what I mean? Maybe switch these
Yeah,
two around. That could work. But yeah, I really like Quiet on the Set. Both of the MC's Ren's solo tracks are awesome.
yeah, hell yeah. Next, we get the closer of the record. It's a classic album. This song is fucking atrocious. Something to dance to. I fucking hate it. I feel like I'm in some fucking Miami Vice fucking nightclub with bitches in neon spandex dancing and fucking. Oh, it's terrible. It's fucking horrendous. Arabian Prince is on here. Dude's whack as fuck. I don't like this shit at all. It doesn't fit. When I first heard this, I was like, this shit is fucking terrible. And Unk hates it more than me. His disdain for this song is something else. Terrible. This is like world class Wrecking Crew shit all over it, man. It is fucking whack. I can't stand this shit. You'll give me something to dance to. Oh, it's fucking terrible, man. I hate this shit. Ass cheeks.
Yeah, it just doesn't fit whatsoever. It's
Not at all.
for an album that's so like important, vital, exciting, aggressive, hard, ahead of its time, etc., etc., etc. One of the most important albums in hip hop history, and then it has this like song at the end that's so dated. Like even for '88, this was dated.
Sound like 84 or some shit.
Yeah, because like Egyptian Lover and all that, that was like '84, I think. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That stuff was kind of old by then, because hip hop was so fast to move, like so fast paced at that time. You know, every year there were such big changes, and like '88 is one of the most important years in hip hop. But like this, yeah, like it sounds old, and like you said, it just doesn't fit at all. And they sound silly on it as well. Like,
Oh, it's fucking terrible.
yo, Dre, why don't you pump it up some? I pumped it up, so now what's up? It's just, I don't know. It just doesn't fit at all.
It is
And
horrible.
this was like the one song for Arabian Prince, I guess. That was probably his main kind of contribution to the album. But
Yeah, get him
yeah,
out
I
of
know Cube hated it. He thought it was whack as well.
Oh, good.
Yeah. I remember him saying that in an interview. He's like, yeah, I didn't want that to be on there. So, yeah.
Get your
But
hella, yeah.
at least it's at the end, you're gonna just forget it,
Get Jerry Heller to tell him, easy, what are you guys doing? This ain't the hood. It's cash. All right, dog. It's fucking some of the most disdain I ever had towards a song ever in my life. I fucking hate it. It's on a tremendous album, too. That's the bad part.
They should have just put a bitch as a bitch on it.
Yeah, like this nigga said. Shout out to Resin. He said, yeah, put that on there. Because when like I said, I had that 2001 pressing, or 2002, I think it was, with the red inlay. Yeah, that was on there. So it should have been that. Because some of the dance to was fucking horrendous. But there you have it. N.W.A Straight Outta Compton, 1988. Turns 35 years old this year, man. And you know how we do on every episode of Speak Club Podcast. We give our top 3 songs, and we give it the Sauce Classic Mic rating. So for me, it's a 5 micer despite that whack ass song at the end. I think Ready to Die is a 5 micer, and it got that whack ass friend of mine. So yeah, it's a 5 mics to me. And top 3 songs, I gotta go with fucking Dope Man. That's my favorite on here. Then I would say 8 Ball. So fucking good. I know this one anyway in the posse, but they're way better on here in my opinion. And then the third track, it's tough, but I gotta go with Gangsta Gangsta. So there you have it. Dope Man, 8 Ball, Gangsta Gangsta, Five Mics. Influential album, fucking a pivotal album in like, police brutality, the fucking crack pandemic, all that shit going on. It's for its time, and it's reigns important today, man. Classic.
Absolutely. I mean, it was like most West Coast hip hop owes to this album. It does, you know. Its influence is just so far spreading, and like, even though like I know like Schoolie D was out, and I know that like obviously Ice T was out, but like these guys really did, quote unquote gangster rap. Like they really like honed in on that and sort of brought it to like a new level, absolutely phenomenal. Like I said, these guys were basically a super group, even though like, they were unknowns. They're not officially a super group, but you know what I mean? Just like every member was so talented. You got amazing production from Drain and Yella. Just like so ahead of its time, the use of sampling and the pounding bass and the awesome drums and all that just sounds really good. Like from a technical point of view, it doesn't sound quiet or anything. It sounds great. And you got Ice Cube and MC Ren, who are the lyricists of the group. You've got a great mixture of like braggadocio rap. You got a little bit of like consciousness on there of songs like "Fuck the Police," and you got storytelling throughout some of the songs too. And I think the album is just so important. It's you couldn't not give it 5 in my opinion, just because of its importance, and to me it plays out almost like a greatest hits. it's
It
it's
does.
it's that good. Like you said, you got one wacko song at the end, but it's kind of like you can just forget it. It's like it's like, I don't know, like credits of a movie or something. You don't need to watch it if you don't want to. It's
Yeah,
like
that's a good way of putting it, brother.
yeah, it's just whatever. It's at the end of the album. Forget that. Everything else in the album is phenomenal. Comes out, so hard with Straight Outta Compton, and keeps up that momentum for the most part. It knows how to sort of bring things back a little bit. Some songs are slightly smoother than others, like Parental Discretion is advised, for example. But yeah, I mean, there's great variety on here, and everyone does their thing, and yeah, it's just so important. To think that this album spawned like the careers of Ice Cube, Dre, Eazy-E. These guys became superstars. It's
Yeah,
crazy. I can't even imagine what it would be like hearing this in '88, because it sounded nothing like anything else. It didn't sound like, obviously, stuff like PE and Big Daddy Kane and Ultramagnetics doesn't sound like anything like those. And like,
nothing like that.
it doesn't sound like Ice-T, doesn't sound like, anyone on the West Coast either. They pioneers. What can I say? Amazing stuff. Uh,
Absolutely.
yeah, Five Mics, top 3 songs. I'm gonna go with the first 3 tracks on the album. Straight Outta Compton, Fuck the Police,
that
Gangsta Gangsta. It just works out like that.
that's a mean 3 album run, bro. Like a 3 song run on album.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the album just pummels you as soon as it kicks off. I mean, and yeah, but you can't go wrong with most of the other tracks as well. I mean, yeah, phenomenal stuff. And this is my first time listening to this full album in a long time, and it took me back like how good this album is. It's aged brilliantly. It really has. It doesn't sound like '88. It sounds way ahead of its time for the most part.
Absolutely. Absolutely, bro. Great breakdown, brother.
Thank you.
Yeah. Fucking there you have it. N.W.A Straight Outta Compton. And we'll be back next week with we're going to Memphis, Tennessee. Shout out to my cousin Nisha. She'll be happy for this one. 8 Ball and MJG coming out hard.
Coming out hard. Yeah.
30 years of coming out hard, brother. Yeah. How do you like the 10th anniversary tribute? Is that the one like Doggy Styles on it, the album cover, and a bunch of West Coast albums on the cover? I've seen that.
That's like a compilation album. I think the one that Laura was referring to, I think it's like covers by other people. So it had like MC8 and King T and like BG Knockout and Joysta and stuff like that. Yeah.
Fully, yeah.
Yeah, I think it has a bunch of people like that on it. I think Priority would put it out, yeah, of course, because they put out all the NWA stuff. But yeah, I don't remember hearing all of it though. I remember hearing one of the songs. I can't remember which one though. It was a long time ago.
Word. All right, y'all. So, see you motherfuckers on the flip side, y'all. Thanks for coming. Love y'all, man. Thanks for the support. N.W.A Straight Outta Compton, 1988. 35 years. So, see y'all niggas on the flip side. Peace.
Have a good one.